Hello everybody, it's haloslade here for you. Um, Today, I want to make another Overwatch rant. It's not going to be as long as last night. Last night actually ended up being a longer of a rant than I was expecting to do. So please forgive me for that one. I do have the video uploaded onto my YouTube channel for those of you that follow me on there. Feel free to take the time to watch the video if you want to. If not, I am going to go over a few key points in this video to make it quick, so you guys don't have to watch that whole video if you don't want to. But at the same time, it can be fairly rewarding because there are plenty of things that you may want more in-depth detail on my opinion on, or I did have someone last night come on my stream and watch and put their input in as well, and you may want to see that. For those of you watching on my stream, or that come to watch on my stream, or that watch on my channel, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel, and you can involve yourself in my streams, and feel free to leave comments and leave your opinions while I'm doing these live these live videos, for, you know, to say what you have to say and be a part of my videos with me when I make these rants, or when I have something to say, or just whatever. And it's great to have that other than just my opinion, and then that way you guys can give better feedback on and get better answers to your questions, instead of just, you know, in the comments below on my channel. But also feel free to leave comments below on my channel as well to these videos, and I will do my very best to answer any and all questions you guys may have. Alright, let's get started in just doing a quick run through of what I had talked about last night in my previous video. Basically, character balancing. Character balancing is something huge in this game, and it's probably going to stick around. It's probably not something that's just going to disappear. They're probably going to continue to always balance their characters, because there's always going to end up being one character that's not good enough, whether or not it be a new character that come into play, like Anna, or a character that we already have, maybe somehow or another find itself under the radar because of a new character, ends up being strong and overtakes a place of another one, so they may buff that character to make them a little bit better and more of someone that people want to choose, instead of just making that character pretty much disappear completely, because they want every character to basically be decently balanced and played by mostly everyone, and they want to see that character still being played and not put on the sidelines because of a new character coming in, or because there's other characters that people prefer over that one. They want everybody to have a decent amount of choices to be able to play at any time and that they want during competitive or during quick play. Now, in terms of new characters, when they release new characters, I feel that they need to release these characters when either the competitive season is over or before the competitive season's over, and do it as so that people in the PTR get to test this character out for a long enough period of time before they come out, that they're able to adjust and not have to put them in and then that character suck, or that character be overpowered, and then they have to later on buff that character, and then we get used to the character as it is. These buffs and nerfs for these new characters need to be taken care of in the PTR before the character's even released. The character needs to be played at and experienced by those that are in the PTR, to allow us, the people that don't play the PTR or aren't capable of playing the PTR because we play console, allow us to be able to enjoy that character to its fullest, instead of us having to wait for a patch to come out for us even to enjoy the character. Like Anna, everybody wanted to play Anna, and she just didn't feel good enough. There was things about her that just lacked, and even now she still lacks. Now, in terms of PC compared to console, I'm not sure. She may be better on PC and more reliable, more usable, more fun, more exerted on that type of platform. But in terms of the console basis, majority of people don't really find Ana as useful or as fun to use or as reliable. Her healing never outmatches or even comes to par with a Mercy or a Zenyatta even. She still more than likely even gets picked over a Symmetra. Like, she gets even Symmetra gets picked over Ana sometimes, or a lot of the time, just because Symmetra, even though she doesn't give you any healing, she at least gives you a teleporter, which allows you to get back to wherever it is you need to get. Either put you closer to the objective so you can take it, or keep you close to your objective so you can defend it. And there's just so much you can do with that and utilize it, wherefore Ana's ultimate, on the other hand, is very, very low-ended. It's a great ultimate, and it can be very useful and even change the game. But at the same time, if you don't have the right player setup, like you don't have a Reinhardt, or you don't have the certain characters for her to boost that would really even make a difference, she's useless. And it sucks to say that, but she really is. Her healing's not up to par. She doesn't deal enough damage. Her hitbox is so huge on her teammates that she can't shoot past them to be able to hit an enemy to help get them out of the way if need be. Yes, she's a support character and she's a sniper, so that his hitbox has probably been increased on her so that she has a better chance to heal you because of accuracy. And that's great, and I love that idea. But at the same time, when you're trying to help assist a takedown, you're not going to be able to do that based on the fact that her hitbox is so huge on the ally, and it kind of sucks. In terms of, let's see here, we've got leveling. Leveling is another thing. Everybody does it, everybody gets loot boxes from it, and it's a great reward to have, but at the same time, what about other rewards we can have? We get spray paints and we get skins. That's great, we love that. We get emotes and we get stances, poses, and it's great to have, and it's fun to have all this stuff to be able to customize ourselves and be a little bit more unique than another person. But at the same time, the fact of how unique it is very slim, because there's still a lot of people out there that are going to unlock these things, and it's going to make them unique and different. Leveling up should be something that's unique experience too, something that's rewarding for leveling up, not just because you get a loot box every time you level, but something more along the lines because maybe we prestige and we get something more, like we get our little number up there. Maybe, yes, we get stars, but what if it changed color? What if we had the option to where we could change the color of it? What if it just changed color based on how far along we've prestige, and it just changes to another color, like a blue, or a green, or a gold, or a silver, or a platinum color, or a neon color, or something interesting, something different, to signify ourselves as standing out for reaching this point and putting this much time into the game. Because you have to, in order to be able to prestige and get to the 200s, 300s, the 400s even, you have to spend your time. You have to spend your time on this game and really putting your time into it and just playing it. And you don't get rewarded. You don't, after you collect so much stuff, where does the collecting go? If you get mostly everything you want, where do you go from there? You collect the stuff you don't want. Well, that's fine. But at the same time, what happens when you collect everything? You won't have anything. You'll just be waiting until the next event or the next DLC or whatever, and it leaves you empty. There's not a lot of rewards for the fact of this game. Is it fun? Yes. Does it have good rewards? Yes, in terms of skins and customized emotes and sprays, and it makes an enjoyable experience. But at the same time, we can make it more, it should be made more enjoyable for us, the player base, by giving us a little bit more of a reward for actually putting our time and effort into the game. And not just because we put our time and effort into competitive. Because a lot of people put their time, they want to focus on putting their time in, for people that put their time and effort on competitive and rewarding them for making it to the top 500, because it takes time, effort, and literally a lot of struggle to maintain and to get to these top 500 people in competitive. But at the same time, it seems shallow to only cater to those that are in the top 500 by rewarding them for being there, which is great. They do deserve a reward, but at the same time, what about the rest of your players out there that are never going to make it to that 500? What about those players out there that have spent so much time on the game, but they can never find themselves playing competitive and making it to that because they do play so low? Well, why should they go forgotten? Why should they be ignored? They shouldn't be. I think that's something Blizzard should take a look at and kind of and think about, because it's something to really be brought up, something that maybe not everybody thinks about because maybe they enjoy the game as it is, and they see that Blizzard does take the effort and time to listen to their player base and adjust and fix and make us happy and give us a game to enjoy. And I appreciate all those things, but at the same time, there are things out there that need to be worked on before we ever even actually even get into doing some of the things they're doing now, like making new maps. Why not fix some of your matchmaking? The matchmaking isn't terrible, but it can be improved. Sometimes we're waiting in matchmaking for like 5 minutes for just groups of 3 or 4 or 5, sometimes even 2, and sometimes even just being a solo player. Skirmish, in my opinion, I'm not sure how entirely their matchmaking works because I'm not there. I don't run it. But matchmaking, if you do skirmish and you have skirmish on, you instantly almost go into skirmish, and that's a load time that you go into. To go into that, what if that load time takes away from the fact of you loading into another game that just opened up 2 spots for you and your friend? What if because you don't know how many times I've played this game, and with all the millions and millions of people in this world and the thousands and thousands of people that play this game, why is it that I always have trouble staying in a match? Why is it I'm taking and see, like, this says estimated time 7 minutes and 37 seconds, and this is just for an AI. That doesn't make any sense. Why do I need to wait that long? Sure, I should just play quick play, and I will. But at the same time, why is it all the wait time just because maybe there's not enough players in that spot? Doesn't mean that there should be that much of a wait time. Maybe you replace some characters in the AI with AI on your side of the team so you can play. Or in competitive, why not, when you have 2 people missing, instead of dismissing the lobby because you need 2 players, why not even the teams out towards a 5 versus 5 until these 2 holes fit? Why does it have to be a 6v6 right off of the bat? If we take and we just let the game run and not automatically be dismissed, because a lot of games instantly get canceled out because of the fact that they can't find the players right off of the bat, and that just stinks. That you'll be in the middle of a game, or you're on a group and your group is good and you like the people you're playing with, and you're playing by yourself and the people you're playing with are good, you're communicating, you guys have your mics on and you're communicating, and then, oh, lobby ends, you didn't even get the guys' names, you didn't add them, you didn't get to speak to them anymore, it's just over. You're out of luck. Yes, you can go refer back to what their names may have been, but it doesn't mean you remember necessarily. Or even if you do remember, that doesn't mean you know, you played enough with them for you to add them. Maybe they don't want to add you or whatever. You've only played 2 games together or whatever, like you won these 2 games. Maybe you don't have that you know, maybe they're like, oh, that's, you know, weird to add this person or get along with this person because it's I only played with them twice. A lot of people are like that. Why is it we should have to cancel that? Why can't we do something about our matchmaking, which makes it a little bit more fun for everybody, and we're not always spending all of our time in a lobby? In terms of game chat, I mentioned it last night. The group, if you're in a group, you automatically stay in group chat. There is no team chat. There's team chat and group chat inside the game. And a lot of people don't know that. When you're in a group, it cuts you out completely of being able to hear the other players on your team, so you don't know what it is they're saying, what it is they want, and you're not able to communicate that, and so you can lose matches, and you can really get frustrated, and causes a lot of issues in terms of what people, you know, be able to. It causes a lot of issues in people being able to enjoy themselves in the game, or figure out what they want to do, or who they should be, or how to win the match, or to overcome a situation of where they're at a standstill because they don't have that communication there. And that's something I feel needs to be fixed, where they could just fix it by making the communication barrier to where it's always set to team chat. Even when you're in a group, it just always set to team chat unless you take and you change it yourself. And I think that's fair. I think that would work out. I mean, they could do other things, I'm sure, but I feel like that would be a good option, or at least a good start, or some kind of, or at least make awareness to the fact that there is a group chat and a team chat, so people can at least take advantage of it and change it so that they can take and have a team chat and communicate with their people that they like to play with. Now, in terms of like I was saying, people don't really know that there's a team chat, and it's true because there's a lot of people that don't even know that you can change the color of your reticle, that you can change the design of your reticle to make it look different. People don't know that stuff because a lot of people don't spend a lot of time in their settings because they just think to themselves like, oh, it's just my volume and it's just my configurations on my controller and how I want to set it up. That's all that's on there, and most people don't touch it because of that. And there's just a lot of games that do extra stuff, like Battlefield has it to where you can change the color of your reticle as well. You know, there's games that take advantage of that, and it makes it a fun experience for everybody and gives you a little bit more customization to your game. But not everybody knows that it's there, and I feel like we need to either make it aware so that people can change that and allow open communication so people aren't so mad. Because a lot of people just think, oh, they don't want to talk, they don't want to communicate, they don't care. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's just more or less the fact that we don't have that open communication available because people don't always know that it is available. Let's see here. What else is there? There's competitive. They're taking care of it. They're working on all the little different things that get under our skin and cause us not to be able to enjoy it. They're improving what we feel like we should have to, what should be improved on. But at the same time, there's still things I'm sure that we feel like could be better and still probably could be improved on and still get better. In terms of the ranking system frustrates everyone because we were ranking up and down so fast. Now is this new ranking system going to work or not? We don't know, and we all hope so. So hopefully them taking advantage of listening to all the people out there that do put their opinion in, mostly the people of PTR, because they do have a closer communication with Blizzard and the developers. Alright, now let me get on to a couple other topics here that I didn't really mention last night at all, or I didn't really get into, in terms of the PTR and the ARG. As far as the PTR goes, it's great that we have a PTR to be able to test things out on, for people on PC to be able to test things out for us before they come out on console, before they come out just anywhere, period, for us to really able to experience the game before it really gets out there, so that we can get the full effect of everything that we want, and we're not just playing the game and losing out because we don't get what we want, or there's things that are bugged before they come out, and we need that kind of testing. But the problem with that is it is pretty much a closed testing to just the people on PC, and for the ones that apply to do it. And that's fine, because I mean, I understand Blizzard is a console-based focused company, but in the same, I feel that there should be a little bit more open communication, or talk to the community of people that play on consoles. Just because it's still a community that plays the game, that enjoys the game, that still plays in your competitive games, and gets rewarded for playing competitively if they make it in the top. And why is it we should be punished by not being able to communicate to them about how we feel? Yes, we have blogs and stuff, but if you look at the blogs on their website, it's pretty much one-sided, more or less, towards PC. Most of it's towards PC, and I can understand, because they want to cater to that specific group of people. But at the same time, if you're going to make a game for people, for everyone, you can't just focus on just a handful of people and say you're good. That's not really fair. Now, as for the ARG that they've been doing with Sombra, it's been frustrating. A lot of people have been putting a lot of time and effort into to finding and looking for these characters, and trying to figure out what to do with them, to be able to enjoy, to figure out who Sombra is, to enjoy being able to do something like a puzzle, or like this little virtual reality game that's put up to be able to figure out who this new character is. Like, a lot of people like this kind of stuff. Me personally, not really. But at the same time, it's catering to their audience, and a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into this, and I think it's a cool idea. But at the same time, we can't be. It can be frustrating, because a lot of people spent so much time investigating this, and they feel like they're getting duped over, because they can't seem to get all the clues put together, because it's being made so difficult, and not to mention it's almost seeming to people like as useless, like as she may not be a character, or she may not be a playable character, but a character. And people don't like that. They don't like the fact that they've spent all this time putting out their energy towards somebody that may not even be playable, or someone they may not even think is viable for the game. Nobody has any clues, no ideas, and it sucks, because they're going to release this character, and this character, everybody hopes that they doesn't get released during the competitive season starting. The same with the new map. If you put the new map out there and it has bugs, or people have to get used to these new maps and these new characters, they have to have time to adjust. And if you're putting out these new things, these new game modes, these new things that people have to adjust to as soon as the season starts, it makes it a hindrance on people that have to adjust, because people are going to want to play these new characters, and not everybody's going to be able to play the new character in competitive, because they can only choose one character at a time, which is a good thing, but at the same time, it's not, because when there's a new character, you don't get to play that character and see how they can be beneficial towards your team and the game, because you're not experienced in that character and what they can do yet, and you have to adjust. And if they're underpowered or overpowered, also can affect the game in competitive. And these adjustments and things should happen before the new season or after. And I'm afraid, again, they're going to release new content during this season, and we're all going to be left here thinking and pretty much scratching our heads and asking ourselves, well, why is it that we're waiting for a buff on this character? Just like Anna. Anna had to get buffed. Everybody stopped playing her in competitive because they realized she wasn't worth having in competitive, because she didn't do very well. And it's because she needed a buff. And it's hopefully not going to be the case with the new character, and it's hopefully not going to be the case with the new map. Hopefully they learn from that mistake and they listen to their community and the posts that are getting put out there on not releasing this stuff during the season, to allow people to adjust and enjoy the characters better than just putting him out there so quickly. Well, guys, I don't want to take and talk too much longer at all, because I am pretty much going over some key points that I already mentioned last night, as well as some that I already brushed over during this video. I don't want to continue to talk on these over and over again. And I mean, I can go on and on and on about how I feel, what my ideas are for the game and what they could do. But you just have to wait and see what they choose to do with their time and their editing and you know, how well they listen to the community. Again, guys, if you have any opinions, any thoughts, anything you'd like to add to what I have to say, any of your own personal ideas, again, like I said, some game modes maybe that you think would be interesting to have inside the game to come. You know, things that, or ideas for maps maybe that you would like to see them put into play for this game. Different things, anything is welcome by me for you to place inside the you know, the comments below. Feel free. I want your guys' opinions. I want to know what you have to say. I want to be able to reply back and have a conversation about this kind of stuff with you, because this game is still brand spanking new and has a lot to offer for everybody, and I feel that we have a lot that we can offer to Blizzard as well in terms of our opinion and giving good feedback. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up, leave some comments below, and I will take and talk to you guys next time.